We're talking about the Central Reserve Police Force. Every time the police force across the country needs support, needs to be buttressed, the CRPF is called out. They're deployed to secure places and people even during elections, to fight Naxals, to stay in forests. Now the CRPF is facing a major crisis. Young recruits are quitting en masse because of poor incentives and what is being described as disastrous man management policy. Headlines today's Jugal Purohit gets you this exclusive report.
Among the world's largest paramilitary forces, the Central Reserve Force, a force tasked as India's lead counter-insurgency force, meant to take on internal security challenges of the nation, at least on paper. In reality, it's stretched in all directions, with all sorts of duties, from crowd control to VIP protection to law and order and election duties.
As if the ad hocism of performing a variety of duties wasn't enough, issues pertaining to stagnation in career progression, lack of financial incentives and an improper man management policy has begun eroding this fine force, forcing many officers to even seek judicial intervention.
The CRPF Academy in Gurgaon has seen the highest number of under-training officers leave the force midway this year. What's worrying is that the number has never been so high. Stories like that of Arvind Unial, former assistant commandant in the CRPF, who left the force in 2012, stand testimony to all that seems to have gone wrong with the force. Having joined the uniform for the love of the work the force did, Arvind, who has served in the most hot sectors, had no option but to move on.
If there are no vacancies for promotions, then an officer should not be deprived of financially. At least he has to be given financial upgradations.
Those leaving the force aren't doing so only from the stage of training. The number of those resigning the force mid-service and seeking voluntary retirement is also spiking. DC Day, a CRPF cadre officer, was the first in the force to rise to the rank of the ADG, too believes that it's high time the system understands its people better.
They should put together some system that at least a man can expect that if I have joined, I should go up to the level of a flag officer, that is DIGs, IGs.
However, if those on the top are to be believed, there's hardly any issue worth bothering about.
The percentage-wise, the people leaving is not much more, it's not increasing. It's at a, I would call it at a healthy level, which is not really affecting our operational capability in any way.
Nobody is pressing the panic button as yet. The top brass of the CRPF, manned largely by officers on deputation from the Indian Police Service, is trying to address some of these issues by shaping up newer policies. But many still remain unsure, arguing that the treatment has to be deep-rooted and not cosmetic if this force has to regain its rightful place. With Prabir Biswas, Jugal Purohit in New Delhi for Headlines Today.